Neuropathy, especially that burning sensation at night, is not just discomfort, it is communication. Your body is speaking. But most people ignore it until it becomes unbearable. That burning feeling in your feet or hands, that pins and needles sensation, that restless irritation. It is your nervous system crying out for attention. But here's the truth most people don't realize. Neuropathy doesn't disappear overnight. It builds silently over time. Poor circulation, high blood sugar, vitamin deficiencies, nerve damage. These are not random events. They're the result of daily habits, small choices, and signals we often overlook. Now, why does it get worse at night? Because when your body slows down, when distractions fade, when you finally rest, your nervous system becomes louder. Blood flow changes. Inflammation becomes more noticeable. And suddenly, what you ignored all day becomes impossible to ignore at night. That burning sensation you feel at night is not random, and it is certainly not meaningless. It is a signal. Clear, persistent, and impossible to ignore once it reaches a certain intensity. The real question is not why is this happening to me, but rather what is my body trying to tell me right now? Because every sensation in your body has a purpose. And when it comes to nerve discomfort, that purpose is communication. Think about this for a moment. Your body does not suddenly decide to create pain without a reason. Nerves are highly sensitive structures, and when they begin to send burning, tingling, or electric-like sensations, it usually means they are under stress. That stress can come from multiple sources: reduced blood flow, prolonged high blood sugar levels, inflammation, or even a lack of essential nutrients needed for proper nerve function. What you are feeling is not the problem itself. It is a result of something deeper that needs your attention. Now, here's something most people overlook. Pain becomes louder when it's been ignored for too long. During the day, your mind is occupied. You are moving, working, distracted. But at night, when everything slows down, your body finally has a space to express what has been building up beneath the surface. That is why the burning intensifies. It is not that your condition suddenly worsens at night. It is that your awareness finally catches up with reality. Consider this powerful perspective. What if your body is not working against you, but for you? What if that discomfort is actually a protective mechanism, a way of saying something needs to change? This shift in thinking is critical, because the moment you stop seeing pain as an enemy and start seeing it as feedback, you move from helplessness to control. There is also a psychological layer to this experience. When pain appears, especially at night, it often triggers anxiety and frustration. You may start to think that something is seriously wrong or that the condition is out of your control. But here's the truth. Fear amplifies pain. The more you resist and panic, the more intense the sensation can feel. On the other hand, when you approach it with awareness and calmness, you begin to break that cycle. Ask yourself, are you responding to your body or are you reacting to it? Because there is a difference. Reacting is emotional and immediate, often driven by fear. Responding is thoughtful and intentional, driven by understanding. When you respond, you start making better decisions. You begin to look at your daily habits, your nutrition, your movement, your overall lifestyle. You begin to connect the dots. It is easy to believe that relief from discomfort requires dramatic, life-altering changes, but the reality is far more practical and far more empowering. The human body does not respond best to extremes. It responds to consistency. Small, intentional habits performed daily have a far greater impact than occasional bursts of effort. The question is not whether you are doing something big enough, but whether you are doing something consistently enough to create change. Think about how neuropathy develops in the first place. It is rarely the result of a single event. Instead, it is the accumulation of small imbalances over time: slightly elevated blood sugar, reduced movement, inadequate nutrient intake, poor circulation. If the problem is built gradually, then the solution must also be built gradually. This is where daily habits become powerful. They work quietly in the background, correcting what has been slowly disrupted. Consider movement, for example. Many people underestimate how even light activity can influence nerve health. You do not need intense workouts or complicated routines. Simple walking, gentle stretching, or even basic foot exercises can stimulate blood flow and improve oxygen delivery to your nerves. When circulation improves, Nutrients reach the areas that need repair, and waste products are cleared more efficiently. It is a subtle shift, but over time, it creates a noticeable difference in how your body feels, especially at night. Now reflect on your nutrition. Nerves rely on a steady supply of essential vitamins and minerals to function properly. When your diet lacks key nutrients, your nervous system begins to struggle, and that struggle often shows up as tingling, numbness, or burning sensations. But here is where the opportunity lies. Small dietary improvements can lead to significant benefits. Adding nutrient-rich foods, staying hydrated, and maintaining balanced meals are not complicated actions, yet they directly support nerve repair and stability. Here is something important to recognize. Your body is always adapting to what you repeatedly do. Not what you do once, but what you do every day. If your routine supports inflammation, poor circulation, or nutrient deficiencies, your symptoms will reflect that. But if your routine supports healing, balance, and nourishment, your body will begin to shift in that direction as well. Another often overlooked habit is what you do just before bed. Your nighttime routine plays a crucial role in how your body behaves during sleep. Gentle stretching, elevating your feet, or even taking a few minutes to relax your muscles can prepare your nervous system for rest. These actions may seem simple, almost too small to matter, but they send a powerful signal to your body that it is safe to calm down and recover. Ask yourself a straightforward question. Are your daily habits helping your body heal, or are they quietly maintaining the problem? Because the answer to that question determines your long-term outcome. The power lies not in perfection, but in repetition. Every healthy choice you make, no matter how small, adds up over time. There is a direct and often underestimated connection between how you live during the day and how your body responds at night. What you experience when you lie down is not. It is a reflection. The burning, tingling, or discomfort that intensifies in the quiet hours is often the accumulated result of choices made throughout the day. The real question is not just how to manage the pain when it appears, but what patterns are feeding it long before the night begins. Consider how your body processes energy and circulation from morning to evening. If your day is filled with long periods of sitting, minimal movement, irregular meals, or spikes in blood sugar, your system gradually becomes imbalanced. Blood flow may slow down, inflammation may increase, and your nerves may become more sensitive. These changes do not always announce themselves immediately. Instead, they build quietly, layer by layer, until the moment your body finally slows down, and that is when everything surfaces. Think about this carefully. Your nighttime discomfort is not created at night. It is revealed at night. During the day, distractions mask the signals. You are busy, engaged, focused on external tasks. But when you lie down, your awareness shifts inward. Your nervous system, no longer competing with external stimulation, begins to express what has been holding on to. That is why the same body that seemed manageable during the day suddenly feels overwhelmed in the dark. Now here is a powerful shift in perspective. If your nights are uncomfortable, your days hold a solution. This is where real control begins. Because daytime habits are not just routines. They are inputs that directly shape your internal environment. Balanced meals help stabilize blood sugar levels, preventing the kind of nerve irritation that leads to burning sensations. Regular hydration supports circulation and cellular function. Movement keeps blood flowing efficiently, ensuring that your nerves receive the oxygen and nutrients they depend on. The body operates on cycles, and when those cycles are disrupted, discomfort often follows. Irregular eating patterns, inconsistent sleep schedules, and lack of physical activity can confuse your system, making it harder for your body to regulate itself effectively. By bringing structure and balance into your day, you give your body the stability it needs to function more smoothly at night. And here is something worth reflecting on. Every choice you make during the day is either contributing to calmness or contributing to irritation within your nervous system. There is no neutral ground. Even something as simple as a short walk, a balanced meal, or a conscious effort to stay hydrated can shift your body toward a more stable state. When you begin to see your day as preparation for your night, your decisions naturally become more intentional. You stop reacting to symptoms and start influencing outcomes. That shift from reacting to shaping is what transforms temporary relief into lasting improvement. It is very easy to fall into belief that once discomfort like neuropathy appears, control is lost, that somehow the body has taken over, and you are left managing symptoms rather than influencing outcomes. But that belief, while common, is not entirely accurate. The reality is far more empowering. Your body is still responsive, still adaptable, and still capable of improvement when given the right conditions. The real shift begins when you recognize that you are not as powerless as you may feel. Consider how the body works at a fundamental level. It is constantly adjusting, repairing, and responding to the environment you create for it. Every habit, every choice, every routine sends a signal. Those signals either support healing or contribute to further imbalance. When you understand this, you begin to see that control is not about eliminating symptoms instantly, but about influencing the direction your body is moving in over time. Now, ask yourself a direct question. Are your current actions aligned with the outcome you want? Because there is always a connection between behavior and result. If the body is consistently exposed to factors that irritate nerves, reduce circulation, or limit recovery, then symptoms will persist or even worsen. But if those same factors are gradually replaced with supportive habits, the body begins to respond differently. It may not be immediate, but it is measurable and real. There is also a psychological barrier that often goes unnoticed. When people believe they have no control, they stop taking meaningful action. They rely only on temporary solutions, hoping for quick relief, while the underlying causes remain unchanged. This creates a cycle, short-term comfort followed by recurring discomfort. Breaking that cycle requires a different mindset, one that focuses on long-term influence rather than instant results. Think about the power of consistency again, but this time from a control perspective. When you make a deliberate effort to improve your nutrition, support your circulation, and maintain daily movement, you are not just performing tasks. You are actively reshaping your internal environment. Each small action becomes a form of control, a way of guiding your body toward a more stable and less reactive state. Another important aspect to consider is patience. Real control does not always produce immediate feedback. The body needs time to repair, especially when nerves are involved. But this does not mean progress is not happening. In fact, some of the most important changes occur gradually, beneath the surface, before they become noticeable. Understanding this helps you stay committed, even when results are not instantly visible. Reflect on this idea. Control is not about perfection, and it is not about doing everything at once. It is about making better choices more often than not. It is about reducing harmful patterns and increasing supportive ones. That balance, maintained over time, creates momentum, and momentum is what turns small efforts into meaningful outcomes. When you begin to see your role differently, not as someone managing a condition, but as someone actively influencing it, you shift your entire approach. You become more aware, more intentional, and more engaged in your own well-being. And that shift alone can change not just how you feel physically, but how you respond mentally and emotionally to the process. So tonight, when you lie down, and if that burning sensation begins again, don't just suffer in silence. Ask yourself, what is my body trying to tell me? And more importantly, what am I going to do about it? Because healing doesn't start with medicine. It starts with awareness, action, and commitment. Take control, listen to your body, and get what it truly needs. Your nights can be peaceful again, but the change begins with you.